Good afternoon and welcome back, Orono. I'm Hillary Dugas.
And I'm Vanessa Cutter. We hope you had a great summer and are ready for another great year here at UMaine.
Coming to you live from our studio in Alumni Hall.
Don't change that channel. This is Today, Tonight, and Tomorrow Show.
Today on 3T, we'll be taking a look at what's new here on campus.
First-year students have been moved to Hilltop. We'll find out how the freshmen are responding to this.
The Innovation Center held its open house last Wednesday, and we'll give you a look at what they are doing to help out student entrepreneurs.
And Maine lobstermen are fighting more than pinching lobsters. Now they have whales to contend with.
Plus, we'll be talking with Joe Haggerty about your UMaine sports, and Tim Bissell will have this weekend's forecast for you. According to the Princeton Review, the University of Maine is one of the top universities in the country. The review's annual list was released in August. UMaine was the only public university in Maine to make the list. The list quoted anonymous UMaine students who gave their opinions on the student body, academics, and campus. Students will soon be able to find yearbooks online as well as town records from years ago. Folger has initiated a new project to get old books online. Megan Hayward has more.
With the new academic year well underway, Folger Library is already busy completing projects and starting new ones. The library is working hard to make old yearbooks and records available to students online.
Yearbooks and now the Maine town reports that we're currently scanning are going to make those resources available to anyone who wishes to look at them online. So it really broadens that accessibility, particularly the Maine town reports. Those town reports from the 1800s are used a lot, but they are also disintegrating.
Folger Library decided they wanted to come up with a way to preserve these yearbooks and other books and records so they weren't eventually non-existent. The Kiertsa scanner seemed like the perfect solution.
So this gives users a chance to look at them online. We get a chance to preserve them so that there is no problem with maintaining them later, and it just gives access to historians, genealogists, land use issues sometimes come up.
The Kiertsa machine specializes in preserving, reusing, and reproducing old books and records from years back. The machine is able to scan the books and records at faster speeds than normal scanners.
Those interested in checking out the yearbooks can look online at library.umaine.edu/yearbooks. For Today, Tonight, and Tomorrow, I'm Megan Hayward.
Are you sick of waiting in line at the bookstore for a book you most likely overpaid for, only to sell it back when the semester is done? One website has tried to solve this problem by allowing students to rent their textbooks for the semester. Textbooksflix.com is offering students the opportunity to be flexible with book purchasing. Textbooksflix.com has over 2 million textbooks in stock and is priced on average about 40% less than retail value. Discounts are offered if the book is needed for multiple semesters. There is no set limit for the amount of books a student can rent, and the books typically arrive within a week of ordering. This year UMaine has implemented first-year housing, and all freshmen are living up on the hilltop. Jeff Mayo takes a look to see if they're enjoying their new living arrangements.
This year, the incoming freshman class is the largest it's ever been, with 2,100 students. University officials believe it to make the transition easier for the students if they are all grouped together in first-year housing. This housing is located at the Hilltop Quad, and it has spurred various reactions from Orono's newest Black Bears.
Living with just freshmen's been pretty alright. You definitely have a common point with all the other people that you're around. The only disadvantage to the fact is that you don't really have the opportunity to meet the upperclassmen, so you're kind of limited to the activities you can do.
Others, though, like Joseph Halleck, thought the distance was one of the biggest problems.
It kind of stinks being on the top of the hill and being on the 4th floor because you have to walk all the way up and down. That's, I guess that's a con. It's good though, I think, to have them all together. It'll create like study groups and good bonds with other people.
An online poll taken by the main campus found that 82% hated the first-year housing, while 12% loved it and 6% were undecided. With an overwhelming amount of students objecting to the new housing and no change in sight, time will only tell how things will play out. I'm Jeff Mayo, the Today, Tonight, Tomorrow Show.
If you drive without your seatbelt, be prepared to pay the price. Several new state laws went into effect today around the state. You can now be pulled over for not wearing a seatbelt. People under 18 will no longer be able to have handheld electronics while driving, and there's even a new law out aimed at bicyclists. The new cycling law mandates drivers give cyclists 3 feet of clearance when passing. Bikers are also allowed to move from the right side of the road to avoid hazards like parked cars. And if you have siblings under the age of 15, make sure they wear their helmet. A $25 fine will result if you don't. And don't go away, because coming up next on 3T, we'll be looking at how the Renovation Center kicked up the semester.
I now pronounce you husband and husband. You may kiss the husband. Kiss the husband.
That's how we roll in our house, baby. Hell yeah. Let this marriage.
Last Wednesday night, the Innovation Center held an open house. Tim Bissell has more.
The Student Innovation Center held an open house last night to celebrate the start of the 2007 academic year. The open house served as a way for students to learn more about what the Student Innovation Center has to offer and to meet other students with entrepreneurial minds. Since its inception in 2004, the SIC has focused its efforts on helping students with innovative minds realize their goals. Junior Sky Mayhew is one of those students.
Yep, we started developing our software suite about 8 months ago. Through development, we came in touch with the Student Innovation Center. They've since given us office space and server space, and they've been a great help to us.
The SIC offers many programs to help students. Renee Kelly, Director of Economic Development Initiatives, explains a new way the SIC is reaching students.
We also have courses that students can take. We have a program called Innovation Engineering, which isn't just for engineers, it's for all students on campus, but it teaches a systematic approach to innovation. It teaches students a way to evaluate their ideas and come up with new ideas and refine them, and then help them communicate them successfully.
For more information on the Student Innovation Center, visit them online at www.umaine.edu/innovation. For T3 News, I'm Tim Bissell.
For the second time in 4 years, a UMaine student is the top electrical and computer engineering student in the nation. Priyank Chandrasekhar, a 2007 UMaine graduate, is the sole winner of the Elton T. Zerby and Carl T. Corner Outstanding Electrical or Computer Engineering Student Award. In 2004, UMaine student Matthew Rodriguez won the award and is currently working in an MBA at Harvard Business School. Chandrasekhar served as student government president last year and is currently in a graduate program at Cambridge University. A portrait of former Governor John H. Reed will be unveiled Friday, the 21st at 2 p.m. Reed was a World War II veteran, and in 1954 he served as Maine's first Senate president. In 1960 he became governor when Clinton Closton died in office. The portrait was painted by former governor's grandson, Reed Duford, and the unveiling will be held in the grand foyer of the Buchanan Alumni House.
The Recording Industry Association of America has sent pre-litigation letters to several students within the University of Maine. System, according to Daily Bangor News, 34 students in the University of Maine system were sent letters. This marks the second time UMaine students have been contacted by the RIAA last March. The first batch of letters were sent out, making this the second time the RIAA has targeted the University of Maine. Coming up after the break, we'll be talking with Joe Haggerty about everything you need to know about sports. Don't go away.
Hi, I'm Catherine Requa, and I had 8 scrambled eggs for breakfast this morning. This is too much pressure. I'm cracking under the pressure. I put pepperoni on my eggs for breakfast with a glass of orange juice. And you're watching the main channel. Did I rock your socks off?
There's been plenty of action this past week in UMaine sports. The football team faced off against conference foe Villanova with high hopes for a win. After being tossed around the prior week to UConn 38-0, the Black Bears were led by Jamal Flewellen, who rushed 170 yards for 2 scores, including a 50-yard dash with 7:19 left on the clock in the fourth quarter. That gave Maine a 17-10 lead. Villanova's Matt Dickin then tied the game with a long touchdown catch late in the fourth. After that, Maine had a chance to win it with seconds left on the clock, but Dave McNeil's 28-yard field goal soared wide right. That sent the game into overtime, and in overtime it was Wildcats leader Matt Dickin who again scored, sealing the envelope shut on UMaine's second straight loss. UMaine's record now stands at 1-2. The University of Maine men's soccer team fell to Boston College 8-0 on Tuesday afternoon in Newton, Mass. They now fall to 1-5 on the season, while the Eagles, who knocked off 5th-ranked Maryland on Saturday, improved to 4-1. UMaine women's soccer ended play in the Buffalo Fall Soccer Tournament on Sunday. They tied 0-0 against Big East foe St. John's. The Black Bears concluded playing the tournament with a 1-0-1 record, including a 3-0 victory over host school and MAC opponent Buffalo on Friday night. The Maine ladies soccer record now stands at 1-3-2 on the season. The university's field hockey team extended its winning streak to 3 games this past weekend with a 3-2 victory over Quinnipiac in Hamden, Connecticut. That puts Black Bear field hockey at 3-4 on the season with the victory. In Patriots news, Cameragate served as a week-long diversion, but ultimately it cannot hide what Bill Belichick's Patriots did, and that was treat the San Diego Chargers like a practice squad. Somewhat lost amid all the cheating allegations Sunday was how the Patriots played on the field. More than just stepping up for their coach and their own reputations, they annihilated what many considered the most talented team in the AFC. They scored at will and gave away nothing offensively to a Chargers team led by LaDainian Tomlinson. Tom Brady went an incredible 25 for 31 with throwing 3 touchdowns and only 1 interception. He currently has a 79% completion rate and a quarterback rating of 135. Though a masterful performance, Tom Brady was not the only player to have a great day on this juggernaut of a team. With the apparent reemergence of my man, Randy Moss, one would think the Chargers would at least try and cover him. Instead, he had 8 receptions for 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Pats D came up with 2 interceptions and allowed only 14 points. The game ended with the Patriots on top 38-14. Next week, New England will host the 0-2 Buffalo Bills. In Major League Baseball, the Boston Red Sox lose again in the month of September. Big surprise. Back here at the University of Maine, our Black Bear football team will be taking on division rivals UMass. As some remember, last year the Black Bears lost a heartbreaker in the 2006 Atlantic 10 North Division game. Massachusetts has now won its past 5 straight games against UMaine, with Maine's last win coming by a 37-7 count back on November 10th, 2001. All that bad blood should lead to a great battle come this Saturday. The game will be played at home with a starting time of 2:30. The men's soccer team will show down at Yarmouth High School Yarmouth High School Friday at 7 o'clock against Sacred Heart. They will play again on Sunday at home against Long Island University at 1. Lady Black Bear Soccer will play this Friday afternoon at 3 against Holy Cross and again on Tuesday at 7 in Providence, Rhode Island against Brown University. The UMaine field hockey team is also looking to build off their 3-game winning streak this weekend against Rhode Island here in Orono Saturday at 11 and again at home against Providence this Sunday at 12. I'm Joe Hegarty telling you to stay up, not down, and have a great weekend. Next, on T3, Tim Bissell will clue you in on how the weather will look this weekend. Stay tuned.
Hello? I'm still here. The mosquitoes are getting to me. I'm a little stuck. I'm getting hungry. I want to go home.
Well, it looks like fall has been pushed aside for some more summerish type weather. I'm pretty pumped about that.
I haven't really minded it much. My car's in the shop, so I've been walking around and getting some exercise, enjoying the outdoors.
Nice. Well, let's see what the weather has in store for us this weekend. Tim?
All right. Well, let's start by taking a look at the radar. And as you can see, there's really not much going on in the area right now. All of New England is enjoying sunny skies and beautiful temperatures. Like they said, this summer just isn't going away. It's the first day of autumn, but you wouldn't know it by looking outside. So let's take a look at tonight's forecast. Skies will be clear again across the region. Temperatures will fall off a bit. There'll be a slight chill in the air with temps around 50 degrees, so it'll be a nice night, but brisk. If you look toward the Midwest here, you'll see that there is some rain headed our way, and that rain will be on our doorstep Saturday afternoon. I expect the rain won't hit until early Saturday evening, so Saturday won't be a complete washout. Temperatures will struggle to get into the high 60s during the day, and at night look for a significant cool down to come along with that band of showers. So now let's take a look at your 4-day forecast. So as I said, Saturday is going to start off partly cloudy skies, and the clouds will intensify as the day moves on. By the evening hours, expect some scattered showers and even isolated thunderstorms to move in. Chance of precipitation will be around 40%. Sunday, skies will clear up and look for temperatures to remain steady. Highs will be in the mid to upper 60s across the region. And overnight low will get down to about 46. And when you head back to class on Monday, expect sunny skies and temperatures hovering around 70, which is about 5 degrees above the average temp for this time of year. So these seasonable temperatures are just going to carry us into next week. And Tuesday, the day will start out great, mostly sunny skies and highs jumping up to the mid-70s. But with the increase in temperature, look for some showers to move into the area, as possibly as early as Tuesday night. So be on the lookout for that. That wraps it up for your T3 weather report. Now let's send it back to Hillary and Vanessa at the news desk.
Well, thank you, Tim. It's good to hear that this summer will still be sticking with us for a little bit longer. Also in the news today, Maine lobstermen are having to deal with not only lobsters, but now whales as well. Our very own David Nickerson has more.
Maine lobstermen may be required to fish from their own pockets for the sake of endangered whales. The federal government seeks to protect the marine mammals by forcing fishermen to buy expensive, whale-friendly equipment. Fishermen request an alternative measure, which would increase an already in-place trap tag fee. Raising the price of mandatory state-issued tags on lobster traps has accumulated $300,000 annually toward whale habitat research. I asked students for their opinion.
Well, right now, even the researchers don't really understand how these whales work. I mean, postponing the bill to say 2010 and letting them research for another 2 years, they might find out it's not as big a problem as they think. So I personally have never really heard of any whales getting entangled. As a business, it is very expensive. You have to pay for bait and fuel, a lot high expenses. I wouldn't support the bill for Synchro, but I support paying a little extra for the tags. It's only $60 extra a year because we're allowed 600 traps, 10 cents a trap. That's $60 extra, which isn't that much, but as many lobstermen there are, it adds up.
Although it would be more direct for the lobstermen to purchase the whale-friendly equipment, it would be more expensive and may not be needed because probability research has not yet been performed.
I think the best solution to the problem would be to leave the lobstering industry alone and just see how the whales do, because I really don't think it's that big of a problem.
Governor Baldacci and Senator Olympia Snowe have already acted on the issue by sending separate letters to the National Marine Fisheries Service, hoping to prevent the change of gear and protect Maine lobstermen's income. I'm David Nickerson for the Maine Channel.
Congress recently passed a reform bill that will help students nationwide, the College Cost Reduction and Access Act. If signed by the President, it will increase Pell Grant awards and cut interest rates on student loans.
It seems like parking will always be an issue here at the University of Maine, especially when construction in the Hilltop area has been going on since early July. The drilling hasn't been affecting too much parking on top, but once the blasting of the ledge starts, the cars will need to be cleared out. The blasting starts the weekend of September 29th through the 30th and continues during fall break. October 6th through the 9th, these times were designed to work around student schedules. The lot must be empty and the school will not hesitate to tow cars if they're in the way of the construction. If you're bored and looking for something to do this upcoming week, don't worry, there's plenty going on. This Saturday, Mainbound will be holding instructions to rock climbing and sea kayaking. The Black Bear Triathlon is Sunday morning beginning at 9 a.m. It will begin in the Wallace Pool in the Memorial Gym. And next Thursday, Senator George Mitchell will be the keynote speaker in a lecture about the environment.
That's all we have for today.
But don't forget to tune in next week for more news that comes around the world.
In the meantime, keep that channel tuned to 42. Have a good night.